Today I have someone with me whose story proves that sometimes your greatest business opportunity starts as a simple hobby. Lisa didn't stay comfortable in reselling. She saw the opportunity to create something unique.
I won't say wait for the next day. I'll say start immediately because you need to start immediately. It doesn't help you have a plan, but you can't put it in action.
Your hobby might be your business waiting to be born. If people consistently respond with enthusiasm to something that you do, just for fun, that is market validation. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Confident Alchemist podcast, where bold women take the brave leap to build businesses and lives that they deserve. I'm Debbie, and today I have someone with me whose story proves that sometimes your greatest business opportunity starts as a simple hobby. And the courage to scale it comes from recognizing that when passion meets market needs. I'm here with Liza Luus, and her journey is going to resonate with anyone who's ever had a passion that they dismissed as just a hobby. Anyone who ever wondered if their enthusiasm for something could actually become a profitable business. Lisa wasn't straightforward. She studied to become a chartered accountant, but quickly realized that wasn't for her. She pivoted into property sales, where her personality and her love for helping clients really shined. But just before lockdown hit, something interesting happened. She started selling shoes as a hobby. Not because she needed the money, not because she had a business plan, but because she had what she called a relationship with shoes. And when people saw them, they fell in love with them too. What started as selling shoes to friends and an inner circle grew into something she couldn't ignore. But Lisa didn't just stay in reselling. She made the bold decision to start manufacturing her own footwear. She identified a gap in the market: customization and inclusive sizing, including larger sizes that mainstream retailers often overlooked. Today, Lisa is running a manufacturing business that serves customers who've been unserved by the traditional footwear industry. The shoes aren't just products. They're solutions for people who struggle to find footwear that fits their body and reflects their style. As someone who believes in our most authentic businesses often starts from our deepest passion, I'm excited to explore how Lisa turned her love for shoes into a manufacturing business, and how the support of her husband made the bold leap possible. Lisa, welcome to the show. You studied chartered accountancy, then moved into property sales, and then just before lockdown, you started selling shoes as a hobby. Not as a business plan, as a hobby. Tell me about that relationship with shoes you have. When did you first realize that your passion for footwear was something special that other people responded to? At what point did this hobby outgrow your living room?
We started out of my living room. I actually had a debate with my husband to say no. He said, "You're not going to sell shoes. I mean, where are you going to start?" And I said, "Okay, well, let's do a bet." And he said, "Okay, I'll put 1,000 on the style that you won't be able to sell 10 shoes in 1 week." And I said, "Okay, challenge on." So I love shoes. I love to be comfortable and to have something that, if you're not comfortable at your feet, how are you comfortable going to have a dress, to pick a dress, to be comfortable? So it started with your feet. And that's what I'm saying. So if your feet aren't comfortable, you won't be comfortable. So I started to buy from a lady that sells shoes. Well, not shoes, she sells everything. And I started to buy and reselling her products. And it went actually very good. I sold more than I could have think of. And he said, "Okay, well, you are definitely a sales lady. We need to take this further." So actually, I'm a chartered accountant, but I didn't do invoicing. He said, "No, this is not going to work. I'm writing everything down in a book." And he said, "No, this is not going to work for me. We have to have a proper system." So he helped me with the proper system, and it started. I mean, my house was literally full of boxes everywhere. It was boxes standing everywhere. That time I started to sell clothing for children as well, and it was like laying all over, sizes by sizes. And then he said, "I can't do this anymore." That's how it became when I started selling shoes. And so it wasn't just a hobby, it started to become part of my lifestyle. And soon we realized that it's bigger than what we thought it's going to be, and we have to do something about that. And we were in processing of moving to a bigger property, and it was so good because there we had a triple garage and it was tandem. So my husband built in shelves for me, and we started selling out of the garage. That's how we actually started.
So that sounds a great story. You didn't just start in reselling shoes. You've now into manufacturing your own footwear. That's a massive leap that requires significant investment, expertise, and risk. What made you decide to start manufacturing rather than continuing to source and sell? And how would you navigate this transition from seller to manufacturer?
Okay, so I love shoes, and my husband says I am a mess if it comes to buy 'em. I don't believe on online, and still you need to buy online from me. So there's a fine line between that. So we will go shopping. He will go with me. My husband, he adores shopping with me. So he will go to a shop with me, and I will be there for 2 hours. And then I still haven't found something that I would like to wear, or even a proper pair of shoes. And I mean, I'm only size 4. It's not that difficult to get a pair of shoes. But after 2 hours, we will just walk out, and I haven't even bought anything. And he will say, "Oh, you always full nonsense. Yes, full geite." And I was like, okay, well, I mean, that's who I am. And he said, no, we have to do something about this. And when I was, like I said, I did buy from it and I did resell. And he said, no, we have to find proper factories that can make something for us. Okay. So then we started to search for properties. Well, oh, not for properties, for factories. He started to search for factories for me. And I fell in love with this beautiful factory. All people from South Africa making handful, not one shoe is alike. And it's totally different. And they said, okay, they will manufacture shoes for us. And I was immediately in love. And so usually people, when you go to branded lands buying shoes, for example, you're a lady that wears size 9 or 10, you can get a shoe that has lace on or a pink shoe. I mean, there's nothing floral. It's always black or brown. If you're happy, and if you get a boot for a size 9, I mean, that even won't even fit her calf. I mean, there is a problem for shoes for ladies that has either size 9, 10, or 11 feet, or that has wider feet, or that has ankles. I mean, I see clients that has ankles. I mean, it's like 32 centimeter around the ankle. I mean, who's going to make a shoe for her?
No.
You're not comfortable because where do you have to find a shoe? What do you need to do? You're going to a shop where they sell men's shoes, and that's what you're going to wear. I mean, and yeah, so that was for me. We can make a lady a shoe that's size 2. I mean, Cape Town has a lot of very small ladies that wear size 1 and 2s. And I mean, we all love to buy children's shoes, but somehow we don't want the tacky. We need something feminine. And that helps. So it's not only for ladies that size 11, but also for a lady that's a size 1. When you're getting married, I mean, you don't want a shoe that looks horrible on your wedding photos. You want something that's comfortable. And we can justify that. You can say, okay, I want very thin leather. It must be very breathable. I listen to your story and I help to see what you want. So that's where we started, from selling shoes out of my backyard, or from my garage, to selling shoes, opening a shop.
Your husband's support has been crucial to your journey from hobby seller to manufacturing business owner. How has having that foundation of belief from a partner affected your ability to take these big leaps, especially the move into manufacturing? And how do you balance the demand of building a business while maintaining the partnership that supports this?
Well, you will firstly say good luck to the next person because it's difficult. I mean, it doesn't just happen overnight. You have to have a structure. And I mean, we did open our business in 3 months' time.
Right.
So I say it doesn't happen overnight, but still it did open overnight for us. The last was when a client phoned me at 10 o'clock at evening saying, it's my anniversary and I need something for my wife. And I'm like, okay, I'll open for you my door. And I did actually open it, and my husband said, that's family time. So you need to have a proper life. Where do you cut off and where do you don't cut off? But he still want that client to come back. So there needs to be a balance.
Yes.
And then soon after that, we opened our shop. So yeah, so my husband is really good supportive. We don't have family that's near to us, so it's only me and him against the wall, and he's very good. I mean, if I have a question, or if I'm laying in bed, I'm crying, or if I have something that I want to redo, like now I'm starting to making handbags. He will always help me, and he will always have a plan
So beautiful.
to help me and to know what we can do going forward. So there is a fine line between working and cutting off, because we also have a little daughter. But yes, he really has a good supportive system. He really helps and does his utmost best for us.
You've gone from hobby seller to manufacturer in a relatively short time. What's your vision for where you're taking this business? And for someone who's sitting with a hobby that they love but can't imagine turning into a business, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them about taking their first step?
I won't say wait for the next day. I'll say start immediately, because you need to start immediately. It doesn't help you have a plan, but you can't put it in action. So go to your husband if you're married. If you're not married, go to a friend, sit with somebody and express to them what you want to do. We don't want to share all of our secrets, but with me and my husband, we literally sit and we discuss. Is it going to work for Heidelberg? I mean, for us, it's a very little town. I mean, but most people come to us from far, because, I mean, if you get a farmer that wears a size 15 shoe, I mean, where does he buy a shoe? It's going to cost him 3,000 plus. People that know me will drive to me and come and let me help them to literally place the feet, help them build a shoe according to their feet. So if you have a plan, you need to make sure it's going to work. It's something that isn't there outside there. And if there is something like this, you need to make sure that it's going to work. You can't just say, I'm going to do this, and you don't have a plan.
Yes.
Yeah, so you need to have a plan. And you need to have a support system that will go out of your way to help you.
Yeah. No, it's exactly what I always teach my clients is, you have to validate your product before you actually put it out on the market. And I always tell them, there's nothing better than having the support from upfront. Because, entrepreneurship can be very lonely and can be very challenging, but you have that soundboard, it just makes the journey so much easier.
That's correct, yes.
Lisa, thank you for sharing your journey with us. Your story beautifully illustrates that sometimes our most successful businesses don't come from strategic planning. They come from paying attention to what lights us up, recognize it, market gaps, and having the courage to actually scale when opportunity presents itself. Here's what strikes me about Lisa's approach. She didn't force a business into existence. She followed a genuine passion, started small with people who trusted her, validated the market demand, and then had the courage to make a bold leap into manufacturing. Each step was organic but intentional. 4 powerful lessons from this conversation. First, your hobby might be your business waiting to be born. If people consistently respond with enthusiasm to something that you do, just for fun, that is market validation. Pay attention to it. Second, scaling requires bold moves. Lisa didn't stay comfortable in reselling. She saw the opportunity to create something unique through manufacturing, customization, and inclusive sizing. Sometimes growth requires bigger risks. Third, serving undeserved markets create loyal customers and competitive advantage. By offering customization and sizes that mainstream retailers ignore, Lisa created a business that solved real problems for real people. Fourth, support systems enable bold moves. Having a partner who believes in our vision, especially when you're making big investments like moving into manufacturing, gives you the foundation to take risk you might not take alone. If you have a hobby that people consistently respond to enthusiasm, if you see a gap in the market that you could fill, maybe it's time to stop dismissing it as just a hobby and start exploring if it could be your business. And if you're already in business, ask yourself, what bold moves can take you to the next level? Send me a message and tell me about a hobby you have that people keep on telling you this should be a business, or about a bold expansion that you are considering. What's stopping you from taking that next step? Remember what Lisa showed us today, that sometimes the best business aren't born from market research and business plans. They are born from unique passions, validated by market research and scaled through courage and support. Your hobby might be your empire waiting to happen. Your next bold move might be the one that transforms your business from good to extraordinary. Once again, thank you for listening, beautiful souls. See you next week for another dose of truth, boldness, and transformation.